What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at it again with another video. So I wanted to talk about obviously what everyone's been talking about, and that's the John Cena promo we got last night on Monday Night Raw. A lot of people are still a buzz about it, or they have a buzz about it, and there are some people that truly enjoyed what John said, and there are some people that obviously wanted a little bit more, or maybe they weren't feeling his promo. There were some people actually kind of disappointed that John didn't come out there with a new theme song or new merch or a new look. And me personally, I actually like the fact that he didn't. This is one of the things I actually wanted to talk about in this particular video. That is people giving criticism, hoping we were going to get something new. But the way his character, switched and how he explained it last night was actually perfect. A good heel turn is a turn where the fans boo you for the right reasons. You don't want a heel turn to be something where the fans always wanted it, so they cheer for you. For example, with the whole Roman Reigns recently turning heel a few years ago. Obviously, it was during COVID, so there wasn't a live audience, but I'm willing to bet when people would have seen him with Paul Heyman, he would have got a lot of babyface reactions. But the stuff that he was doing to Jay, the manipulation and how he was cheating and how the things he was doing, it started to work in a sense where, people would, if they were there at the time, they would have wanted to boo him. But ultimately, he was cool. He was a cool heel when it was all said and done. Even though he had his moments where people were booing him, for the most part, it was still like he would have the boos, but he would also have the people supporting him. So it was one of those things where, yes, he turned heel, and it was the best thing that could have ever happened to his career, but he wasn't getting nuclear heat. This is a heel turn. I feel like the best ones are the ones where you get nuclear heat, where you get heat that you want. Prime example, Hulk Hogan going heel. They were throwing trash in the ring. Now, obviously, we're not going to get something like that, but last night, that crowd, they gave the energy that you wanted a heel turn to get, which was people legitimately booing him for the right reasons. The fact that he didn't change his theme music and kept everything the same, it works. Because think about it. John's theme music recent years had the same type of effect as Kurt Angle's theme music. When Kurt Angle would come out there, they would chant, "You suck." Remember, originally when it happened, he used to hate it as a character. As the years went by, it was like a term of endearment. It's weird how the wrestling world is. Someone chanting "you suck" to the beat of your entrance music can mean that they actually love you. That's the same thing that we were getting with John Cena and John Cena sucks. Like when it started happening initially, obviously people were trolling John and trying to get under his skin, but he just played into it and it became a thing. So it wasn't even "we really think you suck, John." It was just hey, we're just messing with you. We're having fun. And he played into it. Him not changing his theme music. Now when the crowd sings "John Cena sucks," now it has more weight. Now there's a little bit more intensity behind it. Now more people are singing it because they believe for his character that he sucks. That's why this works on him not changing his theme music, him not changing anything in relation to how his character is, like his overall appearance. He kept it the same, and it's working. And this is one of those heel turns where you don't want to give the fans too much because then it's not really a heel turn. You want the fans to be disappointed. So all the people that were complaining or disappointed that he didn't get a new theme music or he didn't change his gimmick, in a sense, that's exactly what he wants. He said it in a promo. I'm not doing anything for you. I'm doing what I want to do for myself now. I know y'all want me to change. I know y'all want me to do this and that and this. This is what you've always wanted. Guess what? I'm not going to give you what you want. That is a true heel. And I think last night, his explanation on why he's turned on the fans is really good. I really took a long look back after, everything went down last night and me really thinking about what I was going to say in this particular video today, I really looked back on John's career and in relation to what he was talking about. And when you really break it down, everything he said was true. That's what makes this promo so good. Yes, it's clouded by, his version of how he looks at things. But when you really break it down, John Cena, his popularity, like peak popularity, I want to say it was like around 04, 05-ish. Like when he really started being a fan favorite, it wasn't that long. He wasn't, when he started doing the rapping gimmick as a heel, he was a bad guy, and then they started turning him face because the gimmick was getting over. When he was doing the chain gang stuff and everything involved in that, he was getting a lot of cheers. There was rarely any boos he got because his character was so unique at the time. It fit the time period then. It worked. He always came to whatever city they were in their retro jersey. Like, it worked. So he was getting a lot of good crowd reactions. They turned him babyface. And this is when I knew back then they were really about to run with this guy. They gave him essentially his own title design for the United States Championship. Y'all remember the United States Spinner Belt? Name the last time they did something like that up to that point for a mid-card title. That's when I knew Vince is about to run with this. And when he ended up dropping that and ended up winning the WWE Championship and they changed it for him, that's when I knew, oh, they're about to run with this. And at that point, he was over. It wasn't until like right around the time that he switched over to Monday Night Raw, that 06, 07 era, that's when fans started to turn. That's when the older fans were not cheering him as much. That's when he was getting booed more because obviously there was other people that wanted to see him win. You guys remember his infamous feud with Triple H. You guys remember that? I forgot, what's it? WrestleMania 22, I want to say. Maybe, correct me if I'm wrong. But if you guys remember that feud, John Cena was the face in that. And he was getting booed. They were booing this man out the building as if he was the heel. No, I want you to understand how crazy that is for them, for fans to remember the Triple H reign of terror. And around that time, they were okay with Triple H winning the WWE Championship over John Cena. Think about that. That's when things were really starting to change. And obviously his booking didn't help because he was just winning all these matches that people was kind of, you can see it wasn't a natural progression. You knew, all right, they're about to start shoving John Cena down our throats. And that's what happens. And from there on, as the years went on, John kept winning. Like he said in his promos, he kept winning. And fans started, the older demographic, they started to tune out. He had the kids and the women, and he was selling merchandise like crazy. He was never losing that spot for the most part. But the older crowd started to fade out. I'm one of those people. And it wasn't just entirely because of John Cena. It was mainly because he had a part in it. Because we knew whoever John Cena was going to face, it didn't fucking matter. For the most part, he was going to win or it was going to be some crazy finish that would give John the out. But it was the booking, some of the stuff that I wasn't the biggest fan of. On top of John Cena being Super Cena and no one can touch him. It got tiresome. It did. It got tiresome. He was Mr. PG era. He carried the company on his back during that time. And I will say, as the years went by, people started to, not care for the product. There were some people that even left because of the John Cena insane push. But ultimately, as the years went by and he got into his later years and you weren't seeing him as much, he started putting people over. He started giving other people the rub, giving them the win. He started giving back to the business. And I think that's when people started to really, truly appreciate John. It wasn't those years where he was winning everything. It was the years afterwards where it's like, you know what? He's putting people over. Whether they go somewhere afterwards, who knows? But he's starting to put people over. So it's one of those things where his rise to stardom, to superstardom, was very, very quick. But then he started getting that "let's go Cena, Cena sucks" chant so much for the majority of his career. It got to the point where on commentary, I'm sure Vince was telling people, anytime he was getting that "let's go Cena, Cena sucks" chants, they would say on commentary, "Oh, John Cena is the most polarizing figure in WWE history. He always gets a reaction." That is a reason why there's a reason why they're saying that. Because they want you to buy into the idea, oh, well, just people are reacting to John, so it's a good thing. No, there was a good percentage of the audience sitting there wanting John Cena to go away. There was a point where John legitimately got injured and the crowd was cheering, which I don't condone, by the way. But I say all this to say, what John said last night is a reflection of what his character had went through for all those years, and it made sense. It was one of those things where I appreciate a heel turn and a character change and him switching on the fans, because for how many years, 20 plus years, everything he did, obviously at the hand of Vince, at the request of Vince, didn't matter. The fans were over it. They didn't care. If you weren't a kid or a woman, you didn't give a damn about John Cena for the most part. So I love this promo. If you really look back at John's history in WWE, everything he said makes absolute perfect sense, and it's working to perfection. I know some of y'all may have wanted him to have a different look or whatnot, but I think John being who he is and him explaining it last night, I think him just being the guy that wants to do whatever he wants to do for himself and not give a damn about what the people want anymore, I think that's perfect. I think that can work. And it is working, in my opinion. I think we have something here. And honestly, I do think at some point later on this year, I don't think he's going to retire a heel. I would be very surprised. I do think he will realize the error of his ways. And towards the end of his run, he'll probably turn back babyface. I can see that happening. But right now, for him, his justification is the fans never was satisfied. So I'm going to do things my way. And I'm all for it. So comment down below. Let me know. Do you guys agree with the direction that they're taking John Cena? His response on how he feels about the fans in character, of course. He obviously, a lot of people have been wanting a heel turn, so this is honestly going to be something different that we weren't expecting, and he's doing this ironically for the fans. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. How do y'all feel about his response after a whole day? I know a lot of people have had their opinions, and do y'all agree with my sentiments? Do y'all feel like what he said last night was truly something that made sense, and obviously it's a justifiable reason to turn heel? Y'all let me know. I appreciate all the love, support. Road to 150K. Appreciate y'all kicking it with me. See y'all on the next one. Peace.